Locked Up, A Tale of Two Confinements. Prisons and psychiatric hospitals, two institutions designed to confine, yet vastly different in purpose and approach. One houses individuals who have broken the law, the other, those battling illnesses of the mind. But how do their environments compare? What are the psychological and societal ramifications of being confined within these walls? The journey through these systems is fraught with challenges. Inmates and patients alike face isolation, fear, and uncertainty. Join us as we navigate the intricate realities of prisons and psychiatric hospitals, exploring the human cost of confinement. Concrete jungle. Inside the walls of prisons. Prisons, often shrouded in an aura of fear and mystery, are places of punishment and rehabilitation. The physical environment is typically harsh, cold concrete walls, barred windows, and cramped cells. The atmosphere is tense, with constant security measures and the ever-present threat of violence. Daily life is strictly regimented, with rigid schedules dictating every aspect of the day. Opportunities for education, vocational training, and therapy exist, but access varies greatly. Punitive measures such as solitary confinement are often employed to manage behavior, but their effectiveness and ethical implications are debated. The lack of privacy, social support, and meaningful activities takes a toll on the mental and emotional well-being of inmates. The Mind's Labyrinth. A glimpse into psychiatric hospitals. Psychiatric hospitals aim to provide a safe and therapeutic environment for individuals experiencing mental health crises. The physical spaces are often designed to be more calming and less restrictive, with an emphasis on natural light and comfortable common areas. Daily life revolves around treatment and recovery, with structured schedules of therapy sessions, medication management, and therapeutic activities. The focus is on stabilization, symptom management, and equipping individuals with the tools to manage their mental health upon release. However, the environment can also present challenges, such as the loss of autonomy and the stigma associated with mental illness. A day in two realities, contrasting daily life. Imagine waking up to the clanging of metal bars in a cramped, dimly lit cell, the smell of sweat and disinfectant heavy in the air. This is the reality for millions incarcerated within the prison system. Their day unfolds with a rigidity that dictates every movement. Contrast this with the day of a patient in a psychiatric hospital, waking up in a room painted in calming colors, sunlight streaming through the window. After breakfast, they may attend group therapy, sharing their experiences and learning coping mechanisms. The afternoon might involve art therapy, a chance to express themselves creatively, followed by individual therapy. While both environments impose restrictions on personal freedom, the nature of those restrictions differs greatly. In prison, the focus is on security and punishment, with every aspect of life dictated by a rigid schedule. In contrast, psychiatric hospitals prioritize treatment and recovery, offering patients a more structured yet supportive environment. Walls and medications treatment approaches. Compared. Treatment within the criminal justice system and the mental health system diverge significantly, reflecting their differing goals. Prisons often employ a combination of punitive measures and limited rehabilitative programs. Solitary confinement can exacerbate mental health issues, leading to increased anxiety, paranoia, and hallucinations. Psychiatric hospitals prioritize therapy and medication management as the cornerstones of treatment. Patients receive individualized care plans tailored to their specific diagnoses and needs. Critics argue that prisons often fail to adequately address the underlying mental health needs of inmates, leading to a cycle of recidivism. This underscores the need for increased investment in community-based mental health services to prevent crises and provide ongoing support. Scars of confinement, societal impact, and stigma. The societal impact of incarceration and psychiatric hospitalization extends far beyond the individual, leaving lasting scars on families and communities. The stigma associated with both experiences can be profound, creating barriers to employment, housing, and social acceptance. For those who have served time in prison, the label of ex-convict can follow them for life, impacting their opportunities and relationships. Similarly, individuals with a history of mental illness often face discrimination and prejudice. The stigma surrounding mental health can prevent people from seeking help, fearing judgment and negative consequences. Children with incarcerated parents may experience emotional and behavioral difficulties, academic challenges, and an increased risk of future involvement in the criminal justice system. Addressing the societal stigma associated with both incarceration and mental illness is crucial to fostering successful reintegration and promoting overall well-being. Echoes of trauma, psychological impacts and healing. The psychological impact of confinement, whether in prison or a psychiatric hospital, can be profound and long-lasting. The experience of being confined, isolated, and stripped of autonomy can leave individuals with a sense of powerlessness, fear, and distrust. Trauma can manifest in a myriad of ways, including anxiety, depression, PTSD, and difficulty forming healthy relationships. For those incarcerated, the constant threat of violence, lack of privacy, and separation from loved ones can take a heavy toll on their mental and emotional well-being. Healing from the psychological wounds of confinement requires a multifaceted approach that addresses both the individual's specific needs and the systemic factors that contribute to their suffering. Trauma-informed care, which recognizes the pervasive impact of trauma and emphasizes safety, trust, and empowerment, is essential for fostering healing and resilience. Through their eyes, real-life tales of survival. Stories of individuals who have navigated the complexities of prison and psychiatric hospitals provide invaluable insights into the human cost of confinement. Take, for example, the story of Jamal, who spent 5 years incarcerated for drug possession. Despite the challenges, Jamal found solace in books, using his time to educate himself and dream of a better future. Upon release, he dedicated himself to advocating for criminal justice reform. On the other hand, we have Sarah, who spent several months in a psychiatric hospital battling severe depression and anxiety. Through therapy and the support of fellow patients, Sarah began to understand her illness, develop coping mechanisms, and rediscover her strength. These stories highlight the resilience of the human spirit and the power of hope, even in the darkest of circumstances. Expert opinions. Navigating the ethical dilemmas. The ethical dilemmas surrounding both prisons and psychiatric hospitals are complex and multifaceted, generating ongoing debate among experts. One key area of contention revolves around the use of solitary confinement in prisons. Proponents argue that it is necessary to separate dangerous individuals and maintain order within the facility. However, opponents contend that it constitutes cruel and unusual punishment, inflicting severe psychological harm. Striking a balance between respecting individual autonomy and ensuring the safety and well-being of both the patient and society remains an ongoing challenge. Which is worse? A question with no easy answers. The question of whether prisons or psychiatric hospitals are worse has no easy answers. Both institutions present unique challenges and can have profound, long-lasting impacts on the individuals who pass through their doors. Prisons often create an environment of fear and violence, exacerbating existing mental health issues. Psychiatric hospitals, while intended to be therapeutic, can also be experienced as restrictive and disorienting. Rather than comparing these institutions, a more productive approach is to advocate for a society that addresses the root causes of both crime and mental illness, providing individuals with the support and resources they need to thrive in their communities.